had like the perfect color of green to go with this sock. Matches it perfectly.
This is Jen ASMR. Subscribe before you fall asleep.
Hi there, my lovely sleepy squirrels. I hope that you are all well. In this video, we will be revisiting the Twilight books. This is the red and white box set that I unboxed for you guys a couple of years ago, and you really loved that video. So we have the 5 books from the Twilight series by Stephanie Meyer, and then there's like a little extra book. I don't know how part of the series it's seen as. So the little twist to this video is that I have bedazzled all the covers. If you're on Patreon, you will have seen the photos of them that I did last night, and I'm very happy with them. There's a few of them that are not that nice, like some are really cool and some are like, yeah, okay, well, I'll bedazzle it, but like, I don't know, it wouldn't have been something I would have chose to bedazzle, but it's in the series, so that will do. But yeah, I will just spend some time tapping and scratching on these spines, on the covers, maybe read the blurbs. It'll be kind of like the unboxing, just a bit more casual and definitely more scratchy. And I am actually wearing press-on nails for the first time in a long time. Hold on, that's better. And they're press-on nails that I bought years and years ago, and they're like, I think I bought 5 sets of this exact one because I loved them so much. I think I still have after this one maybe 1 or 2, and I love them so much. But press-on nails are a little annoying because you can't really do much with them or they'll just pop off. I've glued them down and just setting up for this video. The thumb and this finger here have all popped off already to reglue them. So the sounds will be a little different from my usual gel nails, but I do like both sounds. This like the thin plasticky press-on nails give great scratchy sounds, I feel like. So it'll be perfect for this video. I'm taking a break from the gel nails just for a few weeks because I'm doing something guitar-wise. So I cannot have long nails at the moment. And next time I do my gel nails, I might keep them short on my left hand and have them long on my right. That way I've got sounds wise and like the long nails I love. And then I have the short side for playing guitar. We shall see. Okay, so I'm just gonna spend a few minutes tapping and scratching and tracing on all of the spines here, and then we'll get into each book. We have Twilight, New Moon, Moon, Eclipse, Breaking Dawn, Breaking Dawn, and Midnight Sun, Midnight Sun. I hope they're in the right order. They're out of the pack, like the box set. I'm like, are these in the right order? I think they're in the right order. And then the short Second Life of Bree Tanner, which I still haven't read. This little one here. This little extra. shall we start with the first book, Twilight? So here we have the cover with these two hands coming down. And the apple, bedazzled the apple with red, and then the shadow with black. Bedazzled the shadow, and the little stalk there with black. I debated whether I would bedazzle also the arms, but I decided against it. It would be a bit too much. And it's also shiny, so we have the matte texture here, then we have the shiny texture. Matte, shiny, and bedazzled. A perfect mix for scratching. Close up of the apple. The apple and the shadow coming down. Let's read the blurb on the back. Twilight, about 3 things I was absolutely positive. First, Edward was a vampire. Second, there was a part of him, and I didn't know how dominant that part might be, that thirsted for my blood. And third, I was unconditionally and irrevocably in love with him. So intense. So intense. So teenagery. I think I was in my late teens when I watched the films. Honestly, like early 20s maybe. Late teens, early 20s. And I was still like able to get into that very like intense teenagery vibe. I mean, let's face it, I still can now if I want to. If I watch them or if I read. But I was really like in that when I watched them for the first time and read them. I read them after watching the films. This is one of my favorite ones out of the 6. move on. I don't want to move on. It sounds so good. But I have to remind myself they're all bedazzled, so they'll all sound great. Don't worry, Jen. It's just so pretty. With the arms and the red and the black. On to New Moon. Ta-da. How beautiful is it? This is also one of my favorite ones. So pretty with this flower and the white and the red. Like if it's dripping with blood, like a white flower dripping with blood. But it's not. It's a red and white flower. And I like it because I bedazzled with white here and red. And a little red at the tip there, here, white, and then green up the stalk. I had like the perfect color of green to go with this stalk. Matches it perfectly. And I quite like the pattern of how it's like I've laid them on this part, like the little space between and the stalk. There are some like parts that are very satisfying, like they fit perfectly, and it's like all the different sizes, and I'm really happy with like where I placed them. And then there's other places where I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have put that there and stuff. But in general, I think it's pretty nice, pretty nicely done. I'm pretty happy with most of how it turned out. And it's quite nice because I'm not really bothered by any glue that was like glooping around, because all the images are already shiny, so it doesn't really show up that the glue was gloopy in any parts. Happy with that. I like these white ones. They're like actually opaque white ones, not just transparent, to show the white through. Can you see? So even when it gets to like the shadowy part, they're still very white, which is why I put smaller ones and like a little more sparse. So pretty. Oh. New moon. I knew we were both in mortal danger. Still, in that instant, I felt well, whole. I could feel my heart racing in my chest, the blood pulsing hot and fast through my veins again. My lungs filled deep with the sweet scent that came off his skin. It was like there had never been any hole in my chest. I was perfect, not healed, but as if there had never been a wound in the first place. I have watched the films, read the books, and listened to the audiobooks. There's just something so nostalgic and cozy about these. Let's move on to the next book. We're going on to Eclipse now. We have Eclipse, and it is this red ribbon. It's broken. I actually regret not bedazzling right until the end. Look, because there is glue, and it's kind of gone like a little whitish here. I don't know why I didn't bedazzle in this corner. I thought maybe, like for example here, I left the darker red there to leave the detail, and then I thought maybe there too, but I don't know. It's not bad. This one lends itself nicely to bedazzle. There are 3 that I loved, and this one I like, and then maybe the other 2. But I'm not a fan of them. Okay, this will go into my category if I like this one. I like it. Red ribbon. Looks really good here. In the dead silence, all the details suddenly fell into place for me with a burst of intuition. Something Edward didn't want me to know. Something Jacob wouldn't have kept from me. It was never going to end, was it? I quite like that there's not too many spoilers in the blurbs. There's really not much spoilery. Information like in the blurbs. Sometimes they put so much information in the blurbs, especially like in a series, and you'll be like, spoiled. Big plot lines can be spoiled if you read the blurbs later on in the series before you're ready. I spoiled myself the Throne of Glass series by just doing a video like where I read the blurbs and unboxed and stuff, and obviously there were pretty big spoilers in the blurbs of the later books, but I don't mind. Shall we go to the next one? The next one is Breaking Dawn. Breaking Dawn. And it's my least favorite cover. It already was my least favorite cover, but even after it's been bedazzled, it still is my least favorite. I just bedazzled some red on this little piece here, a little pawn, and then I did the black for the black squares on the chessboard here. I debated whether I would bedazzle this, the white piece here, but I decided against it. So I probably won't spend too much time on this one, but still like a little still. We still have the matte, the glossy, and then the bedazzled. So it'll still be a nice mix. The blurb. Breaking dawn. When you loved the one who was killing you, it left you no options. How could you run? How could you fight when doing so would hurt that beloved one? If your life was all you had to give, how could you not give it if it was someone you truly loved? Oh, that was sweet. It's the one about our baby girl, isn't it? Was it Renesmee? Renesmee, what a name. next one. This next one is definitely one of my favorite ones. Might even be my favorite out of them all. Bedazzle wise, I'm not talking about the content of the books. I say that. It's the Midnight Sun. Look at it. Although the light is kind of giving too much right now. Just turn it off for a bit. Just for this one. Look how pretty it is. It's a pomegranate. Oh. I even put a little one here in the little drip. Actually, should I leave that light on? Maybe just move it. Because there's too much there, but I don't know, I feel like I could show it better like in a different way, but like, there we go. How good is that? I just put one little rhinestone on every one of the placements where there was a seed, where there was one of the pomegranate seeds. Isn't that so pretty? Just maybe prop that up a touch or something. A little ring. Just so we don't get the glare. There we go. It's so pretty. And I didn't know that grenadine was made from pomegranates. You know, like the red syrup grenadine. It's pomegranate flavored. And because the only reason I know that is because in France, pomegranate is called grenade. Otherwise, I never thought about it. I even put 2 black rhinestones here with the like darker shadow. At the top there, and all just single red ones for each seed. They no longer fit in the box. They no longer fit in the box set box. They were already pretty tight in there, like it was difficult to get them in and out. So if you add all the little extra millimeters per pack with the rhinestones, gotcha. There's a bit of extra glue that got smudged there. I'm sad about that. I'm trying to be very careful. I think it was when I did that little drip there and tried to be quick about it, and then I was like, oh. which I hadn't understood before Bella. She had changed me more than I'd known it was possible for me to change and still remain myself. Yeah, I approve of the blurbs. It doesn't give us much to read for this video, but I like the fact that they're not spoilery. Short Second Life of Bd de This is one of the ones I'm like, it's not wonderful. Bedazzled fine. I regret the drips because it's like the red sand coming down, and I've just added some rhinestones to kind of like, I don't know, I just was like, okay, why not? But now it looks like a snowman with the dots, like that, as if it's his shirt or something. I regret these three, but I thought if I take them off, that might rip the book or be worse, so I just left them. So now instead of an hourglass, we have a little snowman with a bow tie and like a white waistcoat or something with red trousers. You can just see the top. So I feel like. And I've not read this book. I've read all the others, but not this one. I'll get around to it sometime. Someday. Funny when you do a craft, like, well, any kind of craft really, and you listen to like an audiobook or a film or something like that, looking at the thing that you did, you can remember like what you were listening to or watching. Like when you do a jigsaw, to see the jigsaw, it reminds you of what you were doing. I was listening to the Trevor Noah book, the audiobook of the Trevor Noah called Born a Crime, about being born and growing up in South Africa. Very interesting. I should have been listening to Twilight though, shouldn't I? Short Second Life of Bd Tanner. I turned off my brain. Who you were going to hunt was the kind of decision you had to make before you scented your prey. It was too late now to choose anything. So that's all the books, guys. We have tapped and scratched on all 6. Which one should I use for the outro? It's either the flower or maybe the spine. Should we go back to the book? Spine tapping, maybe. I don't know. It's not like you can reply to me right now, but I'm just thinking out loud. Flower or spine tapping? Flower, spine tapping. Flower. Let's do the flower. Okay. So, I hope that you enjoyed this video. That you found it relaxing and tingly. Especially relaxing. I hope I was able to distract you long enough to give your brain a break, or let you drift off, or concentrate, whatever you needed on this video. If you really enjoyed this video and you would like more content from me, you could follow me over on Patreon. You'll see behind the scenes photos, things like that. And if you choose to join and become a patron, you'll get access to all of the videos and polls and the monthly Patreon Live and our book club. And that is €3 per month. And thanks to all of my lovely patrons, the channel is still alive. So thank you guys. And if you like the idea of supporting this channel, but you're not really into Patreon, you don't have time, or you don't like it, you can become a super sleepy squirrel here on YouTube. And for $1.99 per month, you get access to all the ad-free versions of my uploads. And you also get to see them before everyone else. Okay, so if you made it to this point in the video without falling asleep, I would like you to pop an apple, a flower, a ribbon, an hourglass, probably no pomegranates, but maybe a fruit, another fruit, I don't know, maybe a peach, and a chess piece. Try and do 6 emojis, 1 for each book cover. I think the pomegranate's going to be the tricky one. The others, I feel like the others you probably find one pretty quickly. Pretty easily. And you can just pop those emojis in with your regular comment, letting me know if you enjoyed this video and like the sounds, if you've read the books, one of your nostalgic things that you like to go back to, like me. But if you are far too sleepy, you can just pop those emojis in there by themselves. I did 6 usually. I know what you need. I will see your support. Thank you. Okay. So I hope that every single one of my lovely sleepy squirrels are well. Wherever you are in the world, whatever is happening around you, I hope that you can find your own little bubble of calm. For example, if you are in Fairfax, Virginia, in the USA, like my lovely patron, Audrey. Hey Audrey, I hope you're well. Thank you for all of your lovely support. And I hope that you all have a lovely